Good afternoon. Brennan Morioka, I'm the Director for the Department of Transportation. I do want to welcome all of you here today. It is a pretty exciting day as we are going to be announcing two of our major highway transportation initiatives that is a part of our budget request for this year's biennial budget. I do want to make a couple of acknowledgments of some of our special guests. Those who will be speaking today will be Governor Lingo, Senate President Hanabusa, Representative Lee, and Dean Hazama, the chair for the Mililani Mauka Neighborhood Board. I also want to acknowledge the presence of our legislators here who are going to be helping to support these major initiatives. Senator English from our Senate Transportation Committee chairs it, Senator John Oakland and Senator Hemmings, Representative Manahan, Representative Yamane, Representative Ward, and Representative Finnegan with the House Minority. Thank you very much for being here today. I believe we also have Tom Berg from the Neighborhood Board of EVA. We're going to be unveiling today two major roadway initiatives that are intended at reducing congestion on our heavily used corridor, the H1 and H2 freeways, as well as the Mauna Freeway. These are intended to improve the quality of life for all of our residents by allowing them to spend less time in traffic, sitting on the roads, getting home quicker to their families, spending quality time doing what they choose to do, as well as improving our economy and reducing the cost of doing business here in this state by allowing the goods and services to flow much more freer on our highways, as well as impacting the experience of our visitors. H1 corridor going into town is often one of the first experiences of our visiting our visitors, and making sure that they have a initial experience that is pleasurable and not one that sits in the traffic going to the hotel is very important to the success of our visitor industry, as well as allowing them to go home and tell the stories of the pleasurable memories that they've had here in Hawaii, rather than the time that they spent sitting in their car in traffic. The first project that we will be unveiling is the PM Contraflow, which will improve traffic flow and provide much needed relief to commuters westbound from Honolulu to Leeward and Central Oahu. The second project is the widening of the Middle Street merge to Vineyard Boulevard. This will help reduce gridlock at one of the worst bottlenecks in the state, if not one of the worst in the country. This is going to be an enormous investment in our infrastructure, in our highway system, at a combined total of $155 million. But this is just one investment that we need to make. It will be $55 million for the PM Contraflow, done in 2 phases, and $100 million to construct the Middle Street merge improvements. Residents have waited far too long for congestion relief on their highways, and we simply cannot wait to start, as it is just unacceptable to allow this condition of congestion to worsen over the years. We will be able to get people home a lot quicker and save them time and money while doing it. Some of the details for the PM Contraflow, it will total approximately, on this side, it will total approximately 8 miles in project limits. Phase 1 will be adding a 4th lane through the Waiawa interchange, which is the H1-H2 merge, at a cost of about $15 million. But the major portion that we will be embarking on first will be phase 2, and that is building an actual contraflow system with permanent barriers made out of the movable concrete barriers for approximately a 6-mile stretch between the Bradford Drive overpass and the Waiawa interchange. The blocks will be very similar to the zipper lane blocks that we use today. However, they will be fixed and permanently set, so that will save us approximately $1 million in operational costs by not having to use the zipmobile to deploy and retract the zipper every morning and every afternoon. Some of the benefits will be that commuters will save approximately 10 minutes of travel time in the afternoon. We will maintain in the morning the occupancy requirements, HOV3 in the far left contraflow, HOV2 in the center contraflow lane. And by allowing us to separate the traffic with the concrete barriers, we will also allow for greater and enhanced enforcement of the occupancy levels by the police, because now they just simply need to be at the end or the exits of the contraflow and ticket anyone who does not satisfy the occupancy requirements. Because once you get in, you need to stay in until you get out at the other end. In the afternoon, we will be, the current condition, we have a HOV2 requirement in the left lane. We will now move that HOV2 requirement to the far left contraflow, and then the middle contraflow lane we will maintain as a general purpose lane. So we'll basically add one additional lane for anyone in the public to be using going in the westbound direction. So we'll add basically one additional lane of traffic going into the westbound direction, going home. This project will be a design-build project, and we anticipate to advertise the design-build RFP in July of this year, with anticipated construction to begin in January of 2010. And again, this is at an estimated cost of $40 million. We intend to sequence phase one to start construction at the completion of phase two, which is about 12 to 18 months of construction time. And again, phase one construction will be approximately $15 million to build an additional fourth lane through the Guayaba or H1, H2 merge. For the Middle Street merge project, this is going to be one of the most critical projects that the DOT has done in a very long time in terms of its impact to commutes, both in the morning, afternoon, and on weekends. Right now, as you enter the urban core, there are 3 lanes on H1 coming over the airport viaduct, and they merge into 2 lanes going through the Middle Street Tunnel. They also merge with 3 other lanes coming from Honolulu Freeway. So in concept, you have 6 lanes merging into 3 lanes going into town. This Middle Street merge project will add 1 additional lane from the Middle Street Tunnel through the Kalihi Street interchange and offloading passengers at the Vineyard Boulevard off-ramp. So those who are in that left lane coming through the Middle Street Tunnel will no longer have to merge with anybody if they intend to take the Vineyard Boulevard off-ramp. What this concept is going to do is it'll also encourage people to take the Vineyard off-ramp if they want to enter into town. And a secondary benefit of that would be that the remainder of H1 going through the urban core will also have less cars, which means less congestion. So you will have benefits all around. We will continue to monitor all of these projects once they are done to see what other improvements we need to make and see what other changes we can do to continue to improve those improvements that we've completed. For the Middle Street project, we do have to do an environmental assessment as a part of our federal requirements. We are